This is Secrets to Win Big, your roadmap to sustained growth. Brought to you by Arjun Sen, founder and CEO of Zen Mango, top brand growth driver, and a former Fortune 500 executive who has been called one of the most marketing intelligent minds in the business. Find him at zenmango.com. And now, here's your host, Arjun Sen.
Welcome to Season 8 of my podcast, Secrets to Win Big. What started as an unplanned leap during COVID times has given me 178 conversations with amazing thought leaders from around the world. There are a few things that really hit me. One, I really do not know and did not know what I do not know. And when you do not know, you cannot keep yourself confined in your cocoon and be the ostrich hiding its head in the sand. By the way, it's such a bad idea to put your head inside the sand. Okay. That right away questions the smartness of an ostrich. But that's another conversation another day. So what I realized is when we do not know what we do not know, all we can do is put ourselves in positions of learning, which means conversations. The vision of this podcast was very, very simple. One, it's not my podcast. It feels good to say Secrets to Win Big by Arjun Sen. But the podcast is just half my face, which means the other person who I do not know, who I will talk to next week, I'm excited. Because that conversation together, Arjun and the first podcast coming up is Oni, together creates the conversation. Second, the podcast vision was not about asking a digital AI person 5 ways to do digital better. For that, you have my best friend, Google, another emerging friend, ChatGPT. They're all there to help you. I want to have heart-to-heart conversations. I want to understand what makes this person wake up excited in the morning. I want to understand what this person thinks, feels, and how he overcomes adversity. Because that's where the secrets to win big are. In the corporate world, I make money building frameworks. I talk about team, plan, process. But at the end, it is smart minds with a vision that create all these. And these conversations are all about understanding how those minds work. And finally, the big thing I've learned in this journey is I had to unlearn a very big habit of mine. I always gave myself credit for being urgent, living in urgency. But now I've told myself, chill, Arjun, slow down. Earlier life was all about connecting dots. I even figured out if you give me 2 points, I can first draw a straight line, I can do a little different. I even wrote a blog, or I'm writing a blog on 4 ways to connect. But then I realized, what's the rush, Arjun? Why not collect as many dots? And there are two things that happen when you collect these dots. One, it's fun collecting dots. It is exciting collecting dots. I feel childlike collecting dots. It's like in a beach. Dad, Mom, can I stay 5 more minutes? Like there's another seashell with my name on it. Dad and Mom says, sure, 5 more minutes. And I know that means I got them. On the other side, the moment you connect the dots, game's over. Now it's time to go home. I want to stay in collecting dots. Because think, if I collect all the dots, and then when I go home and put all of them on the wall, I can start seeing patterns. I can start seeing things that I missed that I would have never seen. Once I miss the opportunity of connecting dots, I only have to collect based on what I have. That's where the concept of see beyond comes in. So going back to all these podcasts, I call this unintended learning, which is driven by connect dots. Earlier, I had this big rush. It's like going to a grocery store with my wife giving me a list of 5 things. She told me one time, get tomatoes which are red. It's like, Arjun, you're doomed, man. Like, I thought all tomatoes were red. I even wanted to get a color palette from her to match. But that day, I also realized there are yellow tomatoes. Yellow tomatoes were engineered for people who are allergic to red tomatoes. Who knows, if I look harder and further, there could be purple tomatoes, green tomatoes, there could be transparent tomatoes. And I would have never known this whole tomato world if I stayed focused only on collecting. So unintended learning happens when we pause. No urgency to connect dots and let all the dots just appear. It's just like the movie Tare Zameen Par, okay? This kid who was, and I won't get into this in this podcast, but this kid who was branded as the problem child could see dots which were moving. Think, most of us were seeing 2 dots and connecting. People were drawing mountains and everything. For him, everything moved. And that's the reason he couldn't connect. He is not a dot connector because he can collect dots like nobody else. So season 8 to me will be about going deeper and collect a whole set of dots. What will I do with them? I have no clue. But I will have a blast like a little kid collecting every dot every day.
You've been listening to Secrets to Win Big with Arjun Sen, founder and CEO of Zen Mango, top brand growth driver, and a former Fortune 500 executive who has been called one of the most marketing intelligent minds in the business. To learn more, visit www.zenmango.com. Share this podcast with your friends and subscribe wherever you like to listen to podcasts.